Today we're gonna be ranking Godzilla Monsterverse Kaiju. Monsterverse as in like Skull Island as well, plus the comics, anything necessarily related to the current Monsterverse. Actually, not just Kaiju, because there's like smaller things on Skull Island, but anything, any monster necessarily associated with the Monsterverse. There, that's perfect. We're gonna be ranking them off of their threat level, but also mostly what like my personal favorite is will be a heavily overwhelming factor in today's thing. So if you disagree, I apologize. Leave a like on the video if you guys love Godzilla stuff. Comment any objections you have down below, or anything I did necessarily that you disagree with. And let's get into it. Okay, we're starting off heavy on this one with like the most confusing one freaking ever. Shinomura. Shino, I think that's it. It's gonna be the most hard to tier list one ever. Basically, Godzilla defeats one extremely easy, so it's not like the greatest combat and it's not the most like warrior kaiju, but it's difficult to figure out where it goes because it has like the most insane abilities. It could shapeshift. It could revive itself from just one little cell, so it's almost impossible to kill, but it also sucks in combat. Where do you belong, man? It's like the most, what? You know what? Oh, crap. Hang on. I want to give it an S, but God, it's like a, you know, I don't know, dude, but it's, you know what? It's pretty freaking incredible. Everything about it, it has like some of the most unique abilities in the Monsterverse. I'm going to give it an S, but I'm going to be mad about it. Okay, the Spirit Tiger from Skull Island, supposed to be like super mega giant bananas. Like Kong could still easily, I think it's like basically the size of Kong's hand, like 2017 Kong perhaps. So it's a beast. It's an absolute monster unit. How much of a threat would that thing be? I think it does, honestly, because it's the fact that it's smaller than most kaiju. It's not even a kaiju, it's just a monster. It could fit inside doors for the most part, but it is just a large mammal that doesn't have kaiju skin or anything, I'm pretty sure. Although like they say if you shoot a bear in the face with the shotgun, it won't even go down. So this thing, I imagine it takes some heavy weaponry, but the fact that it could get inside doors is kind of stupid considering we're scaling kaiju and they could all just step on the door. So I love you, dude, but I'm giving you a C. Ooh, yeah, that's fine. Rodan I consider to be the strongest kaiju on Earth, even though everyone disagrees with me. He could fly Mach 3.5 and he weighs 44,000 pounds. He's essentially a volcano going like 3 times the speed of sound. I maintain if he wanted to, he could destroy the planet. Everyone disagrees with me. It always proves me wrong, but I feel like he could. That's an Avenger level threat right there. He's going up to S. Plus, he's my favorite kaiju. I'm playing favorites. All right, Kong, I love you. I love you. Kong's one of my favorite kaiju ever. He's just got the most personality. He's like one of the best melee brawlers. I freaking love him. But he's just a big monkey, dude. I'm pretty sure a bunch of rednecks could get together and take Kong out. Although I think that was like the plot of Skull Island and didn't work out quite. But they could've. They literally were about to kill Kong. I love you, buddy, but I'm giving you a B. He's not very threatening. Behemoth is pretty great. It's pretty awesome. I mean, in the comic, a bunch of rednecks did hunt down Behemoth and he slaughtered them, which is pretty freaking hilarious. But Godzilla also had to save him. He's a big old nerd. Pretty freaking threatening, though. A giant rampaging mammoth. If that thing was in like a city or something, I'll give him a B. He's about as threatening as Kong, because they're not like, they don't have kaiju scaling. You can shoot them. Skull crawlers are insanely threatening, but they have zero thought behind those eyes. All they care about is their next meal, making them actually pretty easy to kill if people were strategic about it. Like that one kills a bunch of people in the graveyard in Skull Island, but that was like an ambush. Like if they were actually planning, I guess they did plan a little, but still, they killed it. Brie Larson killed it with a freaking lighter. So I'm gonna put those in C, which hurts, but they're also one of my favorite kaiju creatures, but like they're just flesh. You could kill them. Okay, the rock critter, the thing that Doug ate in Godzilla vs. Kong, I'm gonna give that a D, because it's still big enough to eat people, but it's a stupid giant rock critter. Godzilla 2021, I'll give him an S tier, just because that hollow earth breath kind of proved if he wanted to, he could probably destroy the planet. Kamazotz is freaking incredibly threatening. In the comic, it almost kills Kong. It's like a giant, terrifying bat kaiju monster. I would say we could use like fighter jets to kill it easily, but one of its powers is it like draws storms to it. That's how it drew Monster Zero storm to Skull Island, which destroyed Skull Island. It was all this thing's fault. And I feel like in the middle of a giant mega hurricane storm, fighter jets may not have much of an advantage. I'm gonna give this guy an A, because he's freaking scary. I hope we see more of him, but we haven't been proven that he's quite a colossal threat. Godzilla Earth, obviously a colossal threat. That's obviously S tier. Don't even need to talk about that one. The magma turtle's absolutely crazy, but it's a slow-moving tortoise for the most part. Just like run away from it. Shouldn't be climbing around on strange animals anyways, so I'm gonna give this a D. It's just not that scary. We got rock critters on here twice, so it gets to feel the insult a second time. Mechagodzilla 2021. Absolutely insane monster kaiju, but doesn't its battery only last like 20 hours or something like that? that. And it obviously has a finite amount of missiles. After it shoots those missiles and uses up its battery, it's just gonna fall over. It's a crazy threat, but it's not a world-ending threat. I'm sorry, Mecha, you only get A. Like, the battery's gonna die. Female Muto, I do love Mutos a lot, so this is kind of biased, but that egg nest she had, if that would have hatched, if there would have been like 500 Mutos roaming the city, they would have taken over Earth for sure. They would have swarmed Godzilla. Obviously, once they're adults, but like, you gotta imagine a bunch would just scatter away. Godzilla couldn't get them all. I legit consider Mutos a world-ending threat, and so does Godzilla. That's why it takes them so seriously. So we're gonna go ahead and give them an S, because I love them. Warbats are freaking crazy, but I don't know, dude. After Kong, I guess he did need help killing them, but they're just warbats. Like, they're the coolest thing on the planet, but if one of those came up to the surface, the US military would shoot it down so fast. Like, it's scary and cool, but it's not a giant threat. I'm gonna give those a B. Male Muto, it feels stupid giving this an S, because female Muto is the one who lays the babies, but male Muto is the one who lays the pipe. You know, like, they need each other. They're only an S-tier threat if they have each other, so I have to keep them next to each other. Singular Point Anguirus was cool, but I don't know. I've seen pit bulls put up more of a fight than that thing when it went down, when it died. It's a really cool kaiju, but it's a D class. It's not that dangerous. Singular Point Rodan, as it's like a cool thing, but yeah, it's a D. It's not much of a threat. Any group of men in Alabama could kill it. Monster Zero. Yeah, that's gotta classify as world ending. That's the definition of apocalypse. Absolutely. That's like the most S class here. Singular Point Jet Jaguar. He's cool. I love him. Like one of the best things ever, but definitely a D class. He's not doing anything. Kong 2017. If the normal Kong is a B, then this Kong is going down to C. Yeah, that's perfect. Right next to the Skullcrawler. That's like exactly where he belongs. I think Scylla has like the ability to control currents or hurt something water related. And you know what? Most of the planet's water. If this thing starts going bananas, I think there could be some serious issues. People may complain about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the A selection, because when you control the oceans on an ocean planet, you know, the Meyer squid, the giant squid that Kong eats in Kong Skull Island, it's freaking cool. Like, it'd be really scary against a ship or something, but it's pretty much nothing. It's just giant calamari. I'm putting you in the D section. Doug is incredible, but I don't know. He's 1/3 the size of Godzilla. It's absolutely a giant creature. It doesn't look like it, but it absolutely is. But it doesn't have atomic breath that we know of. It just gobbles things like a giant bearded dragon. I don't want to put it in the D class, but I feel like I gotta do it. Planet Eater Ghidorah, a very obvious S class. The thing's crazy. Okay, the giant kaiju lemur that's like in the comics. We don't know its powers yet is the thing. It might have some abilities that we don't know about. But as it stands, it's just a giant lemur. Like, it'd be pretty easy to shoot, I imagine. I'm gonna give it a C class until we learn more about it. Okay, Siren Jaws, that giant ambush predator monster from like Skull Island. It's pretty insane, but literally all you have to do to avoid dying is just not step on it. It's pretty easy. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a D class, because I don't know, it's about as dangerous as like an average grizzly bear. If you step on it, it's gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what this dude's called, the little flying thing from Skull Island. Honestly, if you rewatch that scene where they kill that guy, it's horrifying, dude. I rewatch that scene so often. The screaming he has as they like rip his limbs apart. I don't know. They're not a world-ending threat in any way, shape, or form, but like, they're freaking scary, dude. That would be like the worst way to die out of everything on this list. I have to give them a C just out of respect. Just it sounds stupid. Like, as an individual, they're not that scary, but they travel by the hundreds, dude. Methazula, however you say it. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Now, this dude, this kaiju, we don't see him do freaking anything, man. He's just a giant mountain for all I know. Like, he has no abilities that could ever possibly cause a detrimental amount of damage to an area. I don't know. I'll give him a B just because we haven't seen what he could do just yet, but I hope we do. Okay, Meyer Squid's on here again, so he gets to feel the insult a second time. Now, this one, Munkeli Bibi, I can never remember this damn thing's name. We don't know anything about it. Like, we just know vague details about it, that it broke out of its containment center, and it didn't arrive to Boston in time after Godzilla beat Ghidorah, so it wasn't there to see Godzilla beat Alpha. It destroys its containment structure pretty well. It could do that. I don't know what else it could do. It's probably pretty... I'm gonna give it a D. I don't know what it could do. Okay, Cloverfield, I don't know how this ended up on here, but it's honestly the mother, once they reach adult stage, it actually may be catastrophic for a planet. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an A class, because the adult is 20,000 meters tall, estimated. That's freaking so much bigger than Godzilla. Mothra larva, she sucks, dude. like, she's super beautiful and everything, but I'm pretty sure I could stab her, you know, and she would just like bleed out green caterpillar goo. So she's going to D. Okay, Muto Prime. The thing is, Muto Prime could also lay babies and also has a bunch of amazing abilities abilities. It defeated a Godzilla for the most part. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an S class, because anything that could produce Muto babies is world-ending to me. They're like the ultimate Earth parasite. Okay, Titanus Nikika, the giant octopus kaiju from the comics. It's freaking cool, but like it just has basic octopus abilities. It's really, really intelligent. It can camouflage itself beautifully. It could lower its radiation levels to play dead, so the Monarch sensors don't necessarily detect it. Buddy. But it's not like anything crazy. It could be killed very easily, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna put that under B. Okay, Queen Muto is the Muto at the end of King of the Monsters. It's the evolution stage between female Muto and Muto Prime. I gotta give it a freaking S. Although it doesn't deserve an S, but anything that could produce millions of Muto babies is world-ending catastrophe though. So as stupid as it is, I gotta do it. Okay, the Hellhawks, the giant hawk monsters in Kong's lair. These are cool, but like they're just like gnarly. They're actually not that like threatening if you are well equipped with military equipment. I'm pretty sure they're not bulletproof, so I'm gonna give them a D. Shin Godzilla, if he wasn't stopped, could have destroyed the planet. He's just gonna keep evolving until he does. He still might in the future. I'm gonna give him an S, of course. The Skier Buffalo from Skull Island was like friends with Brie Larson. It's not very threatening, dude. Anything you can feed grass to and it'll go away isn't a threat, so you get a D. Titanus Tiamat or Tiamat, I can't remember. It doesn't have any world-ending abilities, but it did almost kill Godzilla. Godzilla had to take it into a little air pocket cave underwater to defeat it, because just in the ocean it was able to defeat Godzilla. He had to bring it onto land, but it's not going to destroy the planet or anything. It'll just like, I don't know, destroy the seas. I will give this an A. An A feels absolutely perfect for that. And Godzilla Ultima. This dude, I'm pretty sure he's like a 13th dimensional being, like how we live in the 3rd dimension. He's from like the 13th dimension. It's literally supposed to be a god. He's like a reality stone who can shape like reality around it like a freaking infinity stone. So because of that, because of his insane godly ability to just like control matter, I'm gonna of course give it an S. Plus it could just keep evolving anyways and destroy the planet in like a Shin Godzilla kind of way. This is my super random list here. I don't control what kaiju are selected. I just go with it, you know what I'm saying? But like there's some amazing choices on here. I'm still so undecided on what I should have done with Shinomura, but like it's I'm gonna regret it forever, but it's gotta go an S. Comment any ideas or like, I don't know, things you would change about this down below. Let me know your opinion. Leave a like on the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.